Hey everybody, a Retro Geek Dad here, back with another toy review. This time we're looking at the Masters of the Universe Origins Stridor Heroic Armored Warhorse vehicle. I picked this up from Target. Retailed for, I want to say like $29, $39. Let me double check real quick. I don't want to give you all the wrong information. These had just started popping up on the Target website. I have seen a few in the stores. Of course, the ones I've seen in the store, the packaging is just kind of destroyed. But I did pick this one up online. I'm just looking through to give you all the right information as to what I paid for it. Okay, I had purchased this on back in January. It was about $29.99, so about $30. But I have seen them, go in and out of stock. But I wanted to, go over the packaging. I've got Fisto right here. He's going to be our rider. But we're going to check out the packaging real quick. I'll bring the camera down. So what's cool about this is I see a lot of articulation as opposed to the original. I'll have to dig around and see if I can find my original, but it's really, really pops out. It does have a stand right here, so he can, he's got like a little where you can tie him up to the, I don't know, like an old Western thing or something. Anyway, he does have blast effects that go on his shooters. Take a look at the artwork. Best part of these is the artwork. So we have He-Man on Stridor, and of course we have Fisto right here. We also have, it looks to be Skeletor, but I'm trying to say, I think it's, his name escapes me. It's the Skeletor with the little dragon squirter on his back from the vintage Dragon Blast Skeletor or something. Of course y'all can't see it, sorry about that. Right there, let me get my macro lens. I think it's Blast Attack Skeletor. And then of course we have Screech right here. So, pretty cool. And here at the top, it looks to be, I think that's Sunman. Based on the shield. That might be Sunman. He's actually part of the new wave of the Origins figures. If it's not Sunman, it's definitely Avalon, a Stratos relative, but it looks like Sunman just based on the shield right here. So that's pretty cool. Moving on to the side of the packaging, I'll move the camera down. So we have a cool little dragon right here. Check out the other side real quick. We got another cool little dragon. The bottom, we have all the legal information. Now, the base plate and the little fence post, I guess, it says one-time assembly. So once you put it in there, it's not coming back out. We have the UPC code right here. There we go. And let's go ahead and look at the back real quick. So the back's got another fantastic piece of art. So we have Zor right here. He-Man on Stridor, Castle Grayskull in the background. Got the planets there. 1/2 Warhorse, 1/2 War Machine. Stridor carries the heroes of eternity to victory. That's the flavor text there. And here on the bottom, he does have two helmets. Yeah, he's actually got two different helmets, so you can change those. Now the attached to floor of Castle Grayskull, so the fence post piece actually connects to the Castle Grayskull, so that's cool. I might have to bring my Castle Grayskull over here and check that out. And it is where you can pose him. He does come with like a clear little base that attaches to him. And here on the back we have this wave 7, I believe. Sorcerers, Buzz-Off, Stratos, and Jetsu. Stridor. We do have Flying Fist, He-Man, and Terraclaws. I think that might be Terraclaws. Can't tell really. I don't think it's Terraclaws. I think it's the Dragon Blast Attack, based on the front of his armor. I'm not sure if you can see that. But that's the Skeletor that had the dragon on his back in the vintage. Put water and squirt water out. But that's pretty cool. So it's really cool. The packaging's pretty good. Pops out at you. I really like the colors. We're going to open this guy up, check him out, check out articulation, weapons and everything. Like I said, I do have Fisto here. Fisto's going to be our test pilot, so we're going to check that out. But stay tuned, we'll see what we got. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to open this guy up. We do have a little piece of tape here on the side. A little piece of tape here on the side. Just cut that real quick. Pop that open. Slides Stridor out. So we do have, he does have two helmets, blast effects that go on the sides. He does have the blaster on the butt blaster, what I called it when I was a kid. Now he does have a harness, mouthpiece, bite. I'm not sure what the technical term is, but he has that. Of course, the blast effects here and the stand. We're going to go ahead and take him out. So we do have some of those little rubber strappy things. Cut that one. Take these out. Now these do, I'm not sure if you can see this in the video, but where the little blasters are, there's little indentations where you can put your finger in to pull them out. I like that. And there is the little base that will stand. Got a little piece here. Like that. We have one at his neck. We have a few at his feet, those little rubber bands. And we got one at his torso here. And then around his back legs. And there's a little one at his tail. That goes out. It might be. Oh, we got one around his nose. Okay. Slide him out. And we have our bottom piece here. So him there, and there. I'll get out our fence piece and our blast attack pieces. Which are easier said than done. Oh, those are really in there. Move all this trash out of the way. Okay, so closer. Right, so the fence post, excuse me, actually sits in there. Now it does click into place. So it says it's a one-time, but if you wanted to remove it, you would have to pry these little pieces right here on and off. A little better view. So those little pieces on the top and bottom, you just have to pry like a screwdriver or something between them. But for the time being, they'll stay on. And here is the little clear piece. Now this is similar to the other vehicles we've gotten with like the Sky Sled and the Wind Raider, where it's just a kind of a display piece. So it'll sit there like that, and of course he's got a place in his stomach where you can poke it in there and you can pose him and stuff, like he's rearing back, something like that. But like with the Wind Raider, it does snap on and off easier than the Sky Sled one. But before we get started with the blasters and stuff, I want to check out articulation. So the original vintage Stridor, he did not, his legs didn't move at all or anything. They were stationary. But this one, the legs do move. The back legs click. It only has a few spots it can go in, because it does hit on the armor pieces there, and it does hit back here. But that is a pretty good range where his knee is. We do have some movement there. We do have some movement here at the foot. So, and that is on both legs. Front ones, there is some, you know, limited range there and there. Elbows, they move pretty good, and then the feet there move. Of course, the tail, it sways back and forth. We have a turret here, or the butt cannon. It does turn left to right. We do have some movement here in the neck, so it does kind of move up and down, left and right a little bit. So there's that movement there. So that's pretty cool. I'll take off that helmet. And where the bit piece is in his mouth. So his mouth does open. It's got a spring on it. So that bite piece can go in his mouth like that, or you can have it out. The vintage toy did not have this, so that's kind of neat. So yeah, that just goes into his mouth there, and he holds it. Of course, the spring, you know, compresses it. The decals, excuse me. The decals are. Let me raise the camera so I can get a better shot. The decals are just like the vintage, so those are really cool. There's the inside console. So yeah, the decals are there, and they are just like the vintage decals. So that's really cool. Let's check out the helmets. Excuse me. So he does come with, you know, the helmet that he's wearing. Now this is the helmet similar to the vintage style Stridos. Trying to get it good. It's either too high or too low. There we go. So that's the vintage style, and he does come with this other one that's a little more armored. And it is like a unicorn horn on the top, but I don't know if you can tell, it does have where it looks like chainmail or plated armor. So that's really cool. So I like that one. It's definitely a new aesthetic. I kind of prefer that one to the other one. I really like that. So that's pretty cool. And it just kind of lifts off. Now, it does, the holes are for where his ears are. So you can, you know, it just goes right over the ears. The new one's a little more difficult to get off. Of course, the old one has a larger opening for the ears. So it just kind of slides on and off. The turrets. So it's got a, I guess, a longer end here, and no, yes, okay. So the shorter end is what goes into the hole, and the longer end, I guess, is you know, just more aesthetics. But it does. There is no. It doesn't like click into place or anything. It just kind of sits in there. So you gotta kind of wiggle it in. Do the other one. Yeah. So you just kind of wiggle it in as you push, but they don't lock in to secure place. So even if you go all the way up, it's gonna come off just because of how it's shaped. But the other side does not go in. So those do not stay locked into place. I know the vintage one, they did kind of lock into place, but those do not. Take a look at the blast effects. So we have 3 of these, just little blue like fireball things, and they just kind of slide onto the end. to give the aesthetic of its shooting. This is kind of a loose fit, but as you push it on, it gets a little tighter. It's because the barrel of the blaster widens out. And the other one is for the butt blaster. Of course, it goes all the way on there like that. So, I personally don't care for those. It kind of looks like snout spout should be riding them, shooting water out. But yeah, you can use those. I'm sure you could probably use these somewhere else in play. You know, on another character, another vehicle or something, but I personally don't care for them. But they're there if you want to use them. So there is that. So let's try, let's go ahead and sit Fistor in here. See if I can get a little better pitch of the inside. So we'll kind of have Fistor sitting a little bit. It's kind of difficult for these Origins figures because that's about as far as the sitting position you can get with them. So he does kind of sit in there kind of far, actually. So, yeah, he does sit in there kind of low. Just because he kind of slides off the chair some. His feet a little straighter. So, and of course with Fisto only having the one open hand because of his fist, so we'll just kind of sit that there. So there is that. Yeah, gotta kind of don't push him all the way down, just because he'll kind of lay down like that in it. But if you have him sitting a little straighter, he sits a little higher up. But I don't really care too much for the bridle. We can take that off. So it's not bad. I mean, it's a little big for the figure. I mean, the figure just kind of gets swallowed up on the inside there. He just kind of disappears inside. But it's not too bad. I like it. I'm trying to remember what the purple horse, I think it was Night Thrasher. Let me check real quick. His name just escapes me at the moment. Night Stalker, sorry. So it's Night Stalker. Night Thrasher is a superhero from the Marvel comic. Anyway, so Night Stalker is the purple evil version of this. I like to see him. Of course, they could do the exact same thing, really. Just do a recolor of the parts and pieces, which is what the original Stridor and Night Stalker were. Let's check it out with the base. Just curious to kind of see how that looks. So he just kind of sits there, and of course with him, he kind of levitates over if you have him sitting like that because the stand's so big. So you can kind of have him leaning back, like kicking up, you know. Side profile. So you can kind of have him like that, where he's like jumping over. But if you have him, you know, regular, like walking position, he kind of levitates over the bottom here. So that's more of a dynamic action jump pose. You know, I like that. I mean, it's cool. It's a nice little addition if you wanted to pose it. You know, put it on the shelf and pose it. Let me grab my Castle Grayskull real quick. I want to see how it looks with this, where it says it adds to the Castle Grayskull piece. So let me grab that real quick. Okay, so I've got my Castle Grayskull right here, and it shows that the, like a little more room here, and it shows that the little piece slides under yeah, right here. So let's check that out. Let's take him off of his stand. Yeah, it just kind of, this just kind of sits there. I mean, it's got like a piece here, but of course there's nothing there underneath the castle, so it just kind of sticks there. It's kind of like that. But here's the thing, is if you're going to have this, you can't use this, because if you put Stridor on here, it's not going to go all the way under. So if you're going to use this with this Castle Grayskull, you have to take the clear piece off. And I think even still, it's going to be a little, it's not very, I don't know, it's not very, I can't think of the word. It just doesn't work really well. I mean, it hits the floor Castle Grayskull. Take the Fisto out for a second. So it hits there. I mean, I guess you could have it like if he was next to it, maybe. But then that's, you know, almost hits right here. Unless, of course, you don't use it with Stridor and you just have, like, you know, the figures, you know, hanging out right here. But that Fisto here, just hanging out by the fence. I don't know, that just doesn't work very well, in my opinion. I mean, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. It just kind of looks silly to me. I don't know. I guess they're just trying to figure it out too. Anyway, so that is my Stridor review for the Masters of the Universe Origins figures. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a pretty cool, you know, little figure. I really do like the additions, the modernization to the vintage. You know, the articulation and everything, the articulation in the head, the new helmet. It is pretty cool. I kind of prefer that one to the vintage style just because it's got the, like, the mail armor or the plated armor on it. Figures do sit a little low, but you know, that's okay. Makes it easier for the kids to, you know, get them in and out and stuff. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again soon.